What's up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I actually have something a little different planned. I've actually never done a story time on my channel, but I felt like it was time because there's just this one story that I have been wanting to tell for like forever, but I was always too scared to. But I was like, you know what, I'm 19 now, I'm kind of grown or whatever, so I was like, I'm gonna tell the story. But I just wanted to say a quick disclaimer. If you are related to me, my cousins, my aunts, uncles, parents, God forbid my parents watch this video. This right now is a mutual agreement we had that if you decide to keep watching this video, watch at your own risk, because this is an agreement, okay? If you keep watching, you are not to bring this up around me and get mad. It's like not that bad. It's kind of bad, but it's not that bad. But my parents or my family can be kind of strict. So if you're not my family, don't worry. Just skip through this part, keep watching. But I just wanted to say that, okay, people make mistakes. I'm grown now. We can laugh about it. So let's move on and get to the story time. So before I jump into everything, I just wanted to say, if you guys catch me looking at the side, it's because I'm looking at my gorgeous new mirror. Hello. She's so cute. But anyways, so if I'm looking off to the side a lot, that's definitely why. Why is this not? Hello? Okay, so since I'm gonna be like telling a story, I'm not really gonna be going through like what products I'm using or like not really explaining much. I'm kind of just gonna be doing it and you guys are gonna observe and listen. But today's video is a juicy one, so grab your snacks, whatever, because it's entertaining, okay? You're in for a treat. Okay, so basically just a little background info. This story takes place my sophomore year of high school. I'm pretty sure I was still 15. I was not 16 yet, so I was 15. Like I mentioned, my parents were a bit strict, and I don't know, one day I was just feeling risky. I was ready to risk it all, and I shouldn't have. I was an idiot, my mistake. But we can laugh about it now. We can push through. So that's the little timeline of the story. That's how old I was. That's what was going on. That was a tea. Okay, that was a tea. Also, just wanted to say I'm using a new pot concealer. I'm using a new pot concealer today, and I'm really excited to see how it works. But anyways, back to the story. So around this time, I just wanted to give a little insight on the kind of person that I was. Not that I was like a bad person, but I will say I did have a bit of an attitude problem. I would literally just talk back to anything that would make me like mad. Like I would just talk back. Like that was literally me talking like, ooh, my poor mother. So me and my mom would kind of like get into it a lot, and now that's my bestie. Like my mom is like my best friend now. But at the time, I would talk back to her a lot. We would kind of fight a lot. Like I said, my parents are strict. Well, we're kind of strict, especially with my phone. So any minor inconvenience that I would give them, boom, phone taken. Like, you know those memes that are like when kids would get their phone taken and they're like, oh, my mom took my phone, don't text me back. That was literally me like 3 times a week. I'm not even joking. Like my friend, like any of my friends, oh, this is like hella full coverage. Jesus Christ. Okay. Anyways, any of my friends literally know that was just, like, that was my norm. Like if I didn't have my phone, it was just like another day in the life, you know? All right, so boom. So I'm in 10th grade. I am a 15-year-old. Thought I was hot shit. I don't know. So whatever. So that was it, right? And so in school at the time, we had a class period called advisement. So basically this class period was kind of like just for you to catch up on work. Like sometimes they'd give you like advice or like basically like reflect on your grades, like what are your goals for the week or whatever. It was kind of stupid, but whatever. So most people in my school who had the opportunity would skip that class because it was kind of like dumb. Like it was kind of stupid. I would honestly use it as nap time. So in 10th grade also, I was cool with a lot of juniors, so like the people that were 1 year older than me. And at that time, like all of them were like starting to drive. Like a few of them had cars or whatever, because you know they were turning 16, 17, whatever. So a lot of them were already whipping to school, right? Right, so this is where I fuck up. So I'm not going to use any of my friends' real names in this video, so I'll just call one of them Christina, Michael, and Austin. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so that morning, I do not know why, I don't know what happened, but I got into an argument with my mom, I guess. So she said, okay, you're not taking your phone to school today. So I was like annoyed. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I didn't take my phone to school that day. And so in second period, I had that class with my friend Christina. And Christina was dating a junior who I was also friends with, or we were all cool. Like, we were all cool. So advisement was next, right? And I think it was my idea, or I don't know, it was somebody's idea, but we were like, bro, like, let's dip. Like, we thought we were hot shit, like, let's dip, like, go to class, bro. So anyways, so we were like, oh, like, let's dip or whatever. And we were like, yo, who? And I was like, tell Austin, like, you know, Austin got his whip now, like, tell Austin, let's go somewhere, let's go get breakfast, right? So she's like, okay. And the only reason I was down with this was because I had my phone taken away. So if I had my phone taken away, my mom would not be able to track me, because she had my location, and she still does to this day. But I don't care, I don't be doing nothing. So anyways, so she wouldn't be able to, like, see where I was, right? So I was like, yo, like, this is perfect. Like, I can dip and she'll never know. My mistake. I'm an idiot for that, right? I don't know if my James Charles palette is expired or something, but this is, like, not working out. Like, why is this part of my eye not have any product? So I just took off all of my eyeshadow and started over twice because I didn't like how it looked. And it's looking okay now. Hopefully it looks better once I start to cut the crease. So I'm just gonna get back to the story now. So we were like, oh, Austin, like, tell Austin whatever, he'll be down, right? So after our class, like, you know, the bell rings, and then we go to the parking lot to find Austin because he had a class, what's it called? In the field house, right? In the field house. So I think it was like weight training or something. So whatever, we go find him or whatever, and we're like, oh, like, you know, like, let's dip, whatever, like, fuck this, like, we don't want to be here. So poor guy, dude. Really wish we would have listened to him. He was like, no, like, because mind you, he was like a goody two shoes. I mean, we all really were. I don't know what got into us that, well, it's probably the fact that I was already mad, but something got into us that day, and we decided to not be a goody two shoes anymore. So he was like, no, like, I don't want to. We were like, bro, come on, like, don't be lame, like, let's go. Peer pressure is bad. Honestly, I regret it so much. So and then, like, that was his girl, you know, and he really liked her, so he ended up listening to her, and he was like, all right, fine, like, let's go. All right, so we get in the car, and we're like, okay, like, bet, like, we're excited. Mind you, he just had, damn, I don't want to say the car he had, but it was a two-seater. It was like a nice car. For us at the time, we were like kids, and this was all of our first time skipping school. I'm pretty sure it was all of our first time. And then as we were in the parking lot, like, getting ready to go, this guy that was like, that everyone at, like, school was really cool with, Michael is what I'll call him. Michael ended up finding us in the parking lot. He was like, oh shoot, like, y'all about to dip, like, let me come with. So we were like, all right, my boy, like, come through, you know, like, come with us. So it was us four, my friend, what was her name? Christina and Austin in the front, and then in the back it was me and Michael. Y'all, look how good I did this eye, and then look at this. I'm gonna fix it, I'll be back. So at this point, we're all in the car, and we're like, all right, so where are we going? And we were like, oh, like, let's go to, we had literally no idea where we were going. We had nothing in mind. We just didn't want to be in school, as if we hadn't done it the day before and the 10,000 days before that. Like, it literally wasn't that deep. But I mean, it's part of the experience, you know, like, skipping, I guess. So we were like, oh, we don't know. So first he was like taking off to Chick-fil-A, and I don't know why we decided like we didn't want Chick-fil-A. So he like turned the car around, and we were like, okay, like, let's go to McDonald's. And like, this should have been the first red flag. Well, it kind of was a red flag, we just ignored it. But as Austin was driving, like, we realized like he was driving kind of like nervous, like he was not 100%. And so we were like, yo, like, relax, like, calm down, like, it's gonna be fine. Us freaking gaslighting him, I don't know. We're so stupid. So as we were driving there goes my friend Christina in the front, you know, with her phone out on the snap, like, recording, like, hey, like, we skipping for the snap or whatever. Like, we were so cool. And I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of mad because I didn't have my phone, so I wasn't able to like record or take any pictures. Oh damn, so I guess I wouldn't have memories in my Snapchat because I didn't have my phone. Duh. So anyways, So we were driving there, and then we were like, okay, like let's go to McDonald's. So he hits a Yui, an illegal Yui, and we go to McDonald's. And yeah, we're just chilling on the way there. I want to say it was like 6-7 minutes away from our school. So we're just listening to music. He's like literally driving like that, which literally should have been our first sign to go the fuck back to school. But we're dumb, so we didn't. Okay, so we're getting to the Walmart, and why did I just say Walmart? So we are getting to the McDonald's, and to get into the McDonald's, you have to make a left turn, meaning so if there's the cars coming on this side, obviously you can't go yet until those cars are not there anymore, and then you can make the left turn. So he was there, and he was like about to make a left turn, and we were like, oh no, like don't make that left turn, like, you know, it's like chill, like you're not gonna make it, whatever. So he listened the first time, and he didn't make the left turn, and then after, oh my god, I literally get PTSD telling this story, like, oh my god. So I'm gonna stop doing my makeup for a bit. So he's making the left turn, and there was a car coming, and I guess he thought he could make it, and he was kind of right because he did make it. But as he was, okay, so I wish I could do like a visual. So okay, so can you see that? Okay, no. So this is like the road, right? And then we are right here trying to turn this way into the McDonald's that's right here. But there's cars coming this way, right? So, oh my god. So he starts to make a left turn, and there's a car coming right here, but he sped up in order to avoid getting hit like by the side from the car that was coming this way. So he speeds into the like turn thing, and he makes it before this car is gonna hit him on this side. However, there were cars that were like leaving the McDonald's. So in his attempt to try to avoid the car that was coming this way from hitting us, he like just crashes into the two cars. He would crash into two cars that were in front of us. Yeah. So basically there was one car and then the second car behind them that are waiting to make a right turn to get out of that little like shopping center. So we hit the first one the first time, and then we hit the second one on like the second time. I really don't know. I don't really remember how the car moved to hit the cars twice, but we basically just crashed into them, into both cars. So mind you, we are in a 2-seater car. So boom, as soon as that crash hits, like I had my book bag in my lap. So my book bag like flies to the top of the car and then like comes back and hits my lap. And then Austin is in the front, and oh my god, I feel so bad. So he was just like, he was like punching his cereal. He was like he was just cursing, really mad as anyone would have been. So I'm literally like, so my friend Christina, she was literally in the front. Like I'm pretty sure she was just in shock. Like she was not moving. She was not opening the car. She was not getting out of the car. And I was like, open the door, because like we need to get out. Like we need to get out the car. Like, what do you mean? So immediately I like go like, my nose started bleeding. Yeah, my nose started bleeding. Like I was like, and I go like this, and I see my nose is like bleeding, and I'm like, what the fuck? But I immediately like, I don't know, I guess it didn't last long, but I was like, and then like my nose started bleeding after that. But I had braces at the time. Anyways, and one of my braces just like fell off, and like my mouth was bleeding a little bit like from my lip. And my other friend was perfectly fine. Nothing happened to him at all. Nothing happened. Actually, nothing happened to anyone in the car. I was the only one that had like something happen to them. Like my nose was bleeding, and then one of my braces fell off. Pretty much everyone had back pain after that, obviously, but like physical, like right then and there damage, I was the only one who had any, which was weird because I was in the back. And I wasn't even on, well, I was on the side that kind of got hit. But anyways, so I'm basically just sitting there in the back, and I'm just kind of like yelling at her. I'm like, Christina, get out the car. Like, Christina, open the door, get out the car. Because I just wanted to get out of the car. Like, I did not want to be there any longer. And so she finally opens the door to let me and Michael out of the back. And I put on too much foundation, but it's okay. And so once we get out the car, like obviously the people from the other car that just got hit are like getting out the car. They're like, yo, like what the hell? Like obviously they're mad. I mean, they just got like crashed into in like worst way possible, not the worst way possible. And so then Austin, who was driving, he was screaming at us to go aka to literally like fled the scene. Like he was like, go, like get out of here, just go. And so obviously his girlfriend, my friend, was like, no, like I'm not gonna leave, like I'm gonna stay. He was like, just go. Like he was mad, obviously. Well, he was like really just wanted us to get out of there. He was like, just go. Like he was screaming. So we were like, okay. And I was like telling her, I was like, Christina, like come on, like let's go. Like he doesn't want us here, like let's just go, whatever. Even though I understand her perspective as a girlfriend, like duh, I wouldn't want to leave either, but you know, it was just kind of like, kind of had to, like that's what he wanted. So I mean, we already fucked up the boy's life enough, so I was like, let's just get the fuck out of here. So we get to the gas, oh, by the way, the McDonald's was like right next to a gas station. So as we're there, we're just like basically walking towards the gas station. Like we don't really know what we're doing. We're kind of just walking there. And we're like trying to process everything. Like as we're walking there, we're like, what the fuck just happened? And like we keep looking back at him and he's just like standing like kind of trying to talk to the people, you know. So don't get me wrong, I didn't want to leave either. Like I wanted to help him out and kind of stay there, but the way he was like telling us to get out, I was like, let's just leave. Like he does not want us here, so I'm not gonna push it anymore, right? So we're walking to the gas station, and I guess like people obviously from the gas station either heard or saw what's going on, and so they're walking towards us and they're like, are you guys okay? Like do you need to call the police or whatever? And I'm just like kind of mad. I was like, no, like I'm fine, like don't talk to me. Even though some of them were trying to help, but there was this one white old guy who was like literally like kind of in it for the cheese man, you know what I mean? Like he did not seem like he genuinely cared for our well-being. He looked like he probably thought we were just like, I don't know. He gave me bad vibes, really bad vibes. So at that point, we're at the outside of the gas station, basically just standing there. And we were just like, oh my God, like what do we do? Like how are we gonna get home or whatever? And so like my friend Michael was like, no, like we'll just have to get an Uber, whatever, this is that. He was trying to figure out something with the Uber situation. I don't know why that never worked out. But in the meantime, I decided to call a friend that was also skipping that day who I knew had a car. Because I was like, if he's not there, maybe he can come get us. So I called him and I was like literally crying, still embarrassed about it at this point. I was literally crying. I was like, oh my God, like, can you come pick us up? Like, we just got in a car accident. And mind you, the guy I called was also really good friends with the guy that was driving the car. We crashed, was really good friends with Austin. So I was like, oh my God, he has to come. He was like, oh my God, like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm all the way, like, in Duluth, like, getting, like, boba or whatever. I didn't drive. Like, otherwise I would go get y'all. And so the people they were with, we weren't really, like, that close with. So we were like, all right, forget it. Like, that's out the picture. So then this guy came up to us, right? And I want to say he was, like, probably mid to late 20s, or honestly even early 20s. I don't know. I would say he was anywhere from like 22 and above. So so he came up to us and he was like, whoa, like holy shit, like are you guys okay? In the coolest yet sweetest tone ever. He was not being like a creep like those other guys who were asking us, like who honestly looked like they were just like not being very considerate. They just looked like they were kind of in it for like the inside scoop, you know what I'm saying? So we were like, yeah, we're okay, like thank you so much or whatever. And then Michael, the guy who I was in the back with, he is very much a people person. He's literally cool with anybody. He can make conversation with anybody. He's just one of those people that, you know, he's very easygoing, very talkative, very social. So after the guy asked if we were okay, he started like walking away from us, and then my friend Michael like kind of chases behind him and he's like, yo, my man, like can I ask you for a huge favor? And the guy's like, yeah, like what's up? And he was like, do you think you can take us back to school? And he was like, yeah, I got you guys, like come with me. So I'm like, bro, like we're really about to like hit, like we're kind of hitchhiking, like we're about to get a ride from a freaking stranger. Like can this day get any like scarier, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, bruh. But at this point we didn't really have a choice, even though I'm an idiot. My older sister literally went to the same high school with me my older sister literally went to the same high school with me at the time. She literally had a car. I literally could have just called her, but I feel like I was kind of just like embarrassed and didn't really want her to know at the time, even though I ended up telling her later that day. But yeah, so we ended up getting a ride from a stranger. So we got in his car and he was like, I'm sorry, like it's kind of a mess. I have a lock back there. You guys can try squeezing in. So when we went to his car, he basically had like a car seat in the back, like for a kid. So I was kind of like a little reassured. I don't know why. I was like, okay, well maybe if he's like has kids in here, like he's a safe person, I guess. And so his front seat had like a ton of stuff, like papers, like just a bunch of junk. So I don't know why we did it this way, but I was the tallest person at the time. I still am. Out of those three, me, Christina, and Michael, I was still the tallest one. But for some reason they had me like cramped over the the baby seat or the car seat. I don't know why, but I was literally like in the car like this. Like it was so uncomfortable, but I mean at this point like I can't really complain. I literally would have gone on the back of like a pickup truck if I had to. So as we are like finally taking off to go back to school, he starts like kind of asking us questions. He's like, oh, like, so where am I taking you guys? Like, what school are you guys going to? And we're like, oh, we go to Central. Oh, why did I just, well, I guess it doesn't matter. Anyone can, on my Instagram can know I went to Central. But anyways, so he's like, oh, no way, like I went there too. And we're like, oh, okay, like you a local, like we fuck with you, you know what I'm saying? So we were like, oh, are you serious? He was like, yeah. So like what happened? Because obviously like he's not an idiot. He just saw that we crashed. And we were like, oh, like, you know, we told him the story and we were like, yeah, this is like our first time skipping too. He was like, no way, your first time? And I was like, yeah. He was like, wow, like I remember my first time, whatever. So he ended up being a really cool guy. And it was not weird at all. He was totally cool, whatever. He ended up telling us about his first time skipping school. Like he was just very cool. And so when we finally start getting near the school, he's like, all right, where do you guys want me to drop you guys off at? And he ended up becoming like, I think they ended up exchanging numbers, him and Michael, because they ended up being like cool or whatever. I don't know. I literally just realized that my lash is like halfway off. Nice. I literally just wiped off all the foundation from my lips, and this is like the natural color. I think I'm gonna leave it. So he's like, where should I drop you guys off? Sorry. And we're like, oh, you can just drop us off like at this side right here. So at this point during advisement, they know that everyone skips school. So I wouldn't say it was like hard to skip advisement, but they were definitely like kind of more cautious with it. So we basically couldn't go back to class because they'd be like, why are you guys late? And then we'd get marked up as like AWOL. So we kind of just got back to school, dodged like every teacher possible. And then we just hid in the bathroom for like, I don't know how long. And that when I went to the bathroom is when I discovered that my brace had fell off. So I literally had like no brace on like this tooth right here. So it was pretty obvious. And I think my mom ended up noticing too, but I just told her I like ate something like that I wasn't supposed to eat with braces and kind of just played it off. So then next thing you know, next period comes around, and obviously like some of the people that were with the guy I called knew what had happened to us, but they were like, oh my god, like what happened, like blah, blah, blah. And I was just like bummed out. Like I was kind of sad, like I felt stupid, I felt bad, I was obviously in pain. Like the next day my back was absolutely killing me. I also remember like the next day, I was a cheerleader at the time, so I had a game the next day and I was like cheering with the worst back pain. It was pretty funny because I couldn't really tell anyone why my back was hurting. But yeah, we're all so cool to this day. No hard feelings. It's kind of like just in the past, like we moved on, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, crazy times. So now I'm just gonna give you guys a little rundown on what happened. So basically it was my first time skipping school, first time getting into a car accident, first time getting a ride from a stranger. So it was just a day of first times, and I don't know why. I was stupid. We were all stupid, honestly, for even going. But I mean, I don't want to say we were stupid for going, because skipping is normal. Like skipping is an experience, but I don't know. That day was just, there was too many signs, you know what I'm saying? But I think he had to go to court or something. But they ended up kind of like letting him slide because he was a good kid, good record, good grades or whatever. So that's why it's important, guys. Be good in school. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this story time. I know it's the first time I've done this on my channel, so let me know if you want more of these, and I'll see you guys next time.